Well, what makes a marriage last? If I could bottle that and sell that, I'd be making a lot of money. There isn't one answer, but we know some things. One of the things that makes a marriage last really until death do us part is commitment. It's the anchor. It's the anchor of a marriage. Because you can't tell when you start out and as you go through what kinds of struggles you're going to have. You can have people develop serious illnesses, and you can have children with personality problems. You can have layoffs. You can have poverty. You can have so much go on. And if you have commitment, if you say divorce is off the table, not going to happen, in a way that when you have children, most of us when we have children, we say, this is it. I'm raising this child. I mean, we know it's hypothetically possible. Something could go terribly wrong. And we, give our children up for adoption or foster care or something. But I mean, that's just so far beyond what most of us ever experience. That's a tragedy. And so if you want a lifelong marriage, I suggest you start out with the idea, it's you and me. We're going nowhere else but here. And no matter what problems we face, we're going to work it out. And if we have to get help, we'll get help. So commitment is the linchpin. You're not thinking that there's an exit door because you're here. And we're going to be here. And the second thing I'd say that makes a lifelong marriage is you're always putting gasoline in the engine of that boat all the time. You are acting like you love each other. You're doing the small things of everyday life, the hug and the kiss in the morning and good night, and you go out together and you treat each other as lovers, as spouses. That you continually put in, because what life does over time is pulls you away from each other. We live in a culture that pulls people apart. When I give talks to married couples, I always ask this question. What's the biggest challenge that married couples nowadays face in having successful, lifelong marriages? And I've asked that question to hundreds of couples and groups. And what I do is I have them reflect on it, have them pair up with somebody and talk about it, and then tell me. Universally, the first thing people say is lack of time. Lack of time. So in addition to commitment, the other thing I'd say that is crucial for a successful lifelong marriage is to give each other the gift of time. And this is easy when you're newlyweds, you don't have kids. But over time, it's giving each other the gift of having conversations every day. My wife and I have a hot tub. We sit in the hot tub every night for half an hour before we go to bed. Before we had the hot tub, we sat and we had a cup of tea or coffee after dinner every night. We go out on a date when we were raising kids every other week, and now it's every week. And that's the gift of time that puts gas into the engine, that keeps you going through all the difficulties. Time and commitment are what I think keep people together over the long haul.